The Insurance Act currently being used in Nigeria was gazetted on the 30th of June 2003, known as the Insurance Act 2003. That aspect of that act which affects your motor usage, the security of it, is found particularly in Section 68, and it is known as the third-party property insurance. Now, enforcing this section has for decades remained, will I say, just not sufficient enough. So what is the idea behind the enforcement drive by NAICOM and the Nigeria Police Force, which begins today, the 1st of February 2025? And of course, how practicable? We'll be looking into these and more in the course of the program. My name is Leah Katung-Babatunde, and as always, it's nice to have you join me on the Policy with Leah. The business of the day starts from the trends table. The National Insurance Commission, NAICOM, and the Nigeria Police Force, NPF, have embarked on a collaborative move to strengthen insurance compliance in the country following the announcement by the Inspector General of Police of the enforcement of motor vehicles insurance effective 1st February 2025. The move has culminated in the inauguration of a joint committee on enforcement of compulsory insurance laws in Abuja. The Commissioner for Insurance, Olusegun Ayomoshein, was represented by the Deputy Commissioner for Insurance, Finance and Administration, Mr. Kerite Olagomikon, at the meeting, and the police force team was led by DCP Malum Maina. The joint committee was given 4 objectives: to develop and implement strategies for enforcing compulsory insurance in Nigeria, ensure compliance with compulsory insurance policies as mandated by the Insurance Act and other related laws, among others. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has launched what it calls the Nigeria Foreign Exchange Code, FX Code, and said it will not hesitate to act against any institution or individual that undermines the integrity of the nation's financial markets. The FX Code is built on 6 core principles: ethics, governance, execution, information sharing, risk management and compliance, and confirmation and settlement processes. Mr. Leah Katung, Governor of the Central Bank, said they align with international standards while addressing Nigeria's unique challenges. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has warned Nigerians against engaging with RiseVest Technologies Limited, a firm that presents itself as a digital dollar and phone manager in the Nigeria capital market. SEC, in a public notice, declared that RiseVest is not registered to operate in any capacity within the country's regulated capital market and advised the public to exercise caution and verify the regulatory status of companies before making investment decisions. The notice added that the firm's activities pose significant risk to investors, and transactions with unregistered and unregulated entities increases the likelihood of fraud and financial losses. The newly appointed European Union EU ambassador to Nigeria, Guinea, has revealed that the EU is Nigeria's largest trading and investment partner, with total trade in goods reaching 35 billion euros in 2023. Mino, in his first press conference as ambassador to Nigeria in Lagos, emphasized that EU foreign direct investments in Nigeria currently stands at 26.4 billion euros, underlining a firm commitment to supporting the nation's economic growth. He also noted that hundreds of EU companies operate in Nigeria, generating jobs and providing crucial training across various sectors. Now here's that policy conversation on third-party motor vehicle insurance. The National Insurance Commission, NAICOM, and the Nigeria Police Force a couple of weeks back set February 1 as the commencement date for the enforcement of third-party motor vehicle insurance. So what does this mean, and what is the workability of this new rule, or would I say reintroduction of the rule? I have joining me Chief Polycarp Didam. He's a man of many caps, former managing director of Veritas Capital Assurance PLC, Guinea Insurance PLC, and Fin Insurance Company Limited. He's presently the vice chairman of Trustland Insurance Brokers. He is a chartered insurer and now a management consultant. It's nice to have you join me for this conversation, sir.
My pleasure.
To start with, what is third-party vehicle insurance and how does it work? Let's get to the basics.
Okay, thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to Nigerians on third party. But before I go to that, let me use this opportunity to appreciate the National Insurance Commission, the new team there. I think they've started in a good footing. Let me also appreciate the Nigerian Police Force for partnering with the National Insurance Commission, to enforce the third-party insurance. I want to call on other law enforcement agents like the VIO, the Federal Road Safety, and so on and so forth to join, in bringing the reality, this issue of third-party. Third-party insurance has been in us for a very long time. Just like typical of Nigerians, even when there's an existing law, we say that we don't know about that law until when you start enforcing that people now begin to, appreciate that that law is there. The essence of any government is to protect lives and properties and to secure the country. The practice of insurance was borrowed from UK, who were colonial masters. So we inherited this insurance from them. Now, there has been laws that have been passed in Nigeria to give force, to give backing to the third-party insurance. The 2003 Insurance Act, especially Section 68, and some other regulations. The 1954 also Act also, specifies that. So the third-party insurance basically is an arrangement. What the law is saying is that you cannot put your vehicle on a public road without a form of security. Because once you drive your car on a public road, there you are open to a lot of risk. You can hit somebody, you can hit their property, you can destroy their vehicles. One of the possibilities is likely to happen. And so government is now saying, because of the Insurance Act of 2003, Section 68 says that you cannot put your car on a public road. Public road, by definition, is where everybody uses, built by government, and that everyone has access to. Now, you cannot put that car on the road without one form of security or the other. And the security they came up with was the insurance, which is a third party, which is the minimum required. What does it do? It covers it covers your risk against destroying third party's property, injuries to third party as a result of using that car, as well as hitting their own vehicles, and even the possibility of death, because we've seen a lot of accidents where people died on the road. So the third party basically is to give cover to the owner of the car who uses his car on the public road, a cover against any of this risk. And I'll mention them again. One, the possibility of hitting a third party resulting in death. Possibility of hitting a third party resulting in medical expenses. The possibility of hitting a third party resulting in damage to his properties. So we came up with third party, which is the minimum requirement. So if you have a car, you must purchase a third party insurance to cover you for this. There's a wider cover, which is a comprehensive, but like I said, the minimum cover is a third party. So every road user, every car owner is supposed to have this form of cover before they apply the vehicles on the road.
Who is that person that issues this third-party insurance? And I'm asking this question because NAICOM says there are third-party insurance that people are holding that are fake. So who issues them? And where can the public find them?
Okay. Any insurance company registered in Nigeria is qualified to issue a third-party insurance. The only ones that will not cover third-party insurance are the specialist companies we call, who does only on life covers, life and annuity. Those ones are not doing non-life. Theirs is just life. But as long as you are registered to do non-life cover, if you are registered in Nigeria, you are qualified to issue third party to anybody.
How can we identify them?
Okay. Now, what has happened in the past, we used to have these fake third party covers. It's not limited to motor alone. Even if you go to shipping companies, people ship in things and then get fake certificates. Because what CBN will say to you is that everything that is being shipped into Nigeria, you must obtain a certificate of marine insurance from a Nigerian insurance company. Unfortunately, what happened in the past was that people were, Nigerians like to fake things. So some people will just sit down somewhere and issue those fake certificates. And when there's a claim, you don't find them. So you discover that there are fake companies that were issuing third-party insurance, and they didn't have company, no location, nothing. So if you bought such kind of third-party cover, and then you have a claim, you don't find them. And so you are left on your own. So the industry did a lot, to solve that problem. And what they do now is we have been able, with the help of police and other law enforcement agencies, we've been able to trace offices of those so-called fake companies and then prosecuted them. So what we have now is, if you're buying a third party, we have a central processing center. If you're buying from company A, B, C, D, it all goes to that place. And that is why these days, I'm sure if you see VIO, Federal Road Safety Police, once they stop you, there's an equipment they use, either their phone, they want to check whether it is in the central processing. So that is one of the methods we have used to ease out fake insurance providers. Now, the implication is that if you don't buy from a genuine insurance company, when a claim does occur, you are on your own. And what the fake companies did in those days was that if you're selling third party 1,000, they sell for 500 naira. Of course, something that you're buying for 500, it's not genuine, it's fake. So we have encouraged people to go to insurance companies that are registered. And what I normally tell my friends is that insurance is highly technical. What you do is look for a broker. Brokers are all over the place. The brokers know the insurance companies that are registered, and they know how to buy you a genuine insurance cover. When you have a claim, you come back to them. Because sometimes people complain that it's difficult to get insurance claims. But it's not difficult for an insurance broker, because he's also a professional. And you're not paying him anything. You're not paying extra money. Once you pay your premium, the insurance company will pay him his commission from your premium. So the best bet is, if you're not sure, go to an insurance broker, and they're all over the place. Tell them you want to buy a third-party insurance cover. They will buy it from a genuine insurance cover, so you can be sure that the cover that you're carrying, in case of eventuality, you are going to have a cover. You are going to have compensation.
Okay. Now, car users or car owners go do their insurance papers separately before doing their car papers with the relevant agencies and institutions. I'm asking this question because oftentimes you see that you're billed together with insurance and you just pay off. So those ones that car users or owners buy from the VIOs and the like, are they genuine?
Well, some are genuine, some are not genuine. And I always advise people to err on the side of caution. By that I mean, if you go to a VIO office, you want to register your papers, and you tell them you have your insurance, they can't stop you. What I advise people is, just like what I've said, it's good to involve a professional insurance transaction. Get your broker to give you your third party, hold your third party certificate. Go to VIO office. What you're just going there to get is the registration and other things. If you show VIO, I have my third party certificate, they can't stop you. So that way you are sure of the genuineness of the document that you have. That's why I say it's good to err on the side of caution. You are sure that when a claim does occur, you know what to do. But the one in VIO, you are not sure. Even if the insurance company exists, how do you get claims settled? So it's good to go through a broker, get your certificate before going to VIO. So when you get to VIO, VIO will not say to you no, because they know it's genuine. So just get your other papers, and then you can be sure that you have your cover. The lesson is, I like people to go through professionals, because insurance claims, even though they've been simplified, there are some things you may not know. And then what does it even take an insurance broker to get you your claims? You bought a third-party cover from him. He had an accident, and then you come back to him and say, I have an accident. He'll tell you what to do. He takes over the documentation and everything from there. And then he does everything for you. You just sit down and then wait for your claims to come. Now, flip it on the other side. You went to VI, they sold these things to you, even if it's genuine. Now, you have to follow up the process yourself that you don't even know. You have to do a lot of things. You are being subjected to a lot of requirements. But with a broker, it's simplified. And that's why I said to people, it won't cost you anything to go to a broker. Go to any broker. I'm not saying come here. Go to any broker. Tell them you want to buy a third-party insurance. They will sell it to you, and then they can cover you, and then you can be sure that when you have a claim tomorrow, it will be settled. Yeah.
Now, February 1 is here, and the police is going to start enforcing. And I'm also glad you had pointed out that other agencies should also give support to this. But I'm having a string of concerns that I'm sure that a lot of Nigerians will have. And these concerns are born out of the fact that how many Nigerians are aware that February 1 is the takeoff date for the enforcement, considering the time less than a month that this announcement was made. Number two, those who are supposed to enforce this, how informed and prepared are they for this enforcement? And a scenario where those with no responsibility at all issue these policies, as we have talked about, we've never seen anyone being punished. I might be wrong, though. Have we?
Okay. 1st of February is already here. I know I've read a lot from the police force informing the Nigerians that they will start this from 1st of February. And I know even the NAICOM themselves have been doing a lot of publicity. And I think this is an avenue for me to call my colleagues in the industry. We need to step up our game so that we can support both NICOM and then the police, so the general public will be aware that this is for real. But again, like I said, it's typical of Nigerians. Sometimes we're aware there is this law. Until you start enforcement, I mean, you can imagine when they said, go and do BV and link it to your phone or whatever. Nigerians, they gave them dates. They didn't do it. Until when the closing date comes, you see all of them. So it's typical of Nigerians, but I want to appeal to Nigerians. If you don't have a genuine third-party insurance, go and purchase one so that you can avoid, the embarrassment. And how much is third-party? Third-party is the cheapest insurance you can get. For car, it's just 15,000. And then for other bigger trucks, it depends on the kind of truck, but it's just 15,000. Buy these things so that you can avoid sanctions and embarrassment. So I'm calling on the industry to please also step up their game so that they can support these regulatory agencies as well as the law enforcement agents, so that we can bring this to reality. It's very, very important, because we have had situations where people are hit on the road, killed, injured, and nothing happens because there is no cover.
Okay. So I will take the next leg again, which is the issue of the enforcement officers. How are they fully equipped to do that?
Yeah, they have been trained and they're equipped. Like I said, these days, I'll give you the example of VIO. Once VIO stops you, they know what to do. They go to your registration number, snap it to see whether it is genuine. So it means they've been trained. They all have been trained. And I know that the Commission too has done a lot with the police to also train them on how to identify fake, third parties. So they've been trained, they're prepared.
So there will also be the question of those who live outside major cities. How would they get factored in?
Well, I think the police too they have commands all over the place. I'm sure they will also do an internal training for all of them. But again, I'm calling on the industry. We need to reach out to the hinterlands so that we can educate people on the advantages of this third party.
For those holding the third-party insurance policies that are not genuine, who takes responsibility for that?
They take responsibilities. You didn't buy genuine insurance. Who takes responsibilities for you? I know that in the commission, even though this is for people who have purchased genuine insurance and they have problems with claims. They didn't go through any broker, they went directly and bought. So they have issues with claims. Once they are not satisfied, the commission has a bureau at the commission where you can go and report. The commission will take over and ensure that you get your claim. But it must be a genuine insurance. If it's not genuine insurance, there's nothing the commission can do. And that is why I want to emphasize this point. People must make sure they buy their insurances from genuine companies. If you don't want to go through a broker, you want to do but make sure that those companies are genuine companies. And we have them all over the place. The industry has done a lot to remove fake insurance. You don't find them anywhere. They've run underground. In fact, with these new initiatives, it's difficult. They don't sell again because once the police or VIO catches you and then that your number is not in the central whatever, as far as they are concerned, it's fake insurance. So it has sent them out of the market. So I want to encourage Nigerians. It's very important. It's just 15,000. Now, another advantage with the third party is that if you're leaving Nigeria, you're going to any of these West African countries, you are also covered. That's what they call the ECOWAS Brown Card Protocol. With the third party that you have here, you are also covered. So that risk is also covered even outside the country with the ECOWAS Brown Card.
Really?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they call it the ECOWAS Brown Card Protocol. So, but what you do is when you're going out, you have to tell your insurance company, they give you the ECOWAS Brown Card.
Whose responsibility is it to ensure that this is being done the right way? I'm asking these questions because we all know that Nigerians really don't trust your sector, unfortunately, and the penetration is still very, very low.
Okay, I think we have started, like I said, I've commended the new team in National Insurance Commission. These are some of these initiatives, you never saw them before, especially for a third party that is, is regulated. I think that we have to support the commission to enforce this. The industry too has to come in to play a role because ultimately what the commission is doing is to open up the market for you. The commission does not sell insurance. It's just a regulator. So they're just opening up the market for you. Now, the stakeholders as to how to open up to take advantage of the market and sensitize people the more is the industry. And that's why I'm calling the industry. We have started this third-party enforcement. The industry need to step up their game. We need to sensitize people in the cities, in the hinterlands, everywhere. Let them know the benefits of third party. I know we have been selling the corporate, the bigger policies and all this, but these are regulated policies. These are policies that Nigerians need. For God's sake, we have people every day that are being killed on our roads without cover. We have properties that are being destroyed without compensation, simply because they didn't buy this third party. So it is an opportunity we have. And that's why I'm calling on the industry, I'm calling on regulator, I'm calling on the security agencies. We need to partner together so that we can inform Nigerians on the benefit of these policies going forward.
Okay, I must sincerely thank you, sir, for making time for this conversation.
I appreciate.
Coming up next is our education segment, Simplify These, and from there we head to the markets. there's the most we can take on this episode. Don't forget that you can follow us and, of course, log on to our sister website. It is www.marketnigertv.com. We have all the market details and more there for you. Until we come your way again, same time next week. This episode and every other one remains on our YouTube channel, so you can go there and leave your comments, questions, and suggestions to help us serve you better. Of course, we need your subscription. Have a beautiful weekend, and God bless Nigeria.